Hi, I'm Engineer Darwin and thank you for visiting my channel. Right now we will talk about what you call simple interest, and this series will cover most of the topics about engineering economy. So stay tuned sa mga next nating videos para makapag-share ko sa inyo on how to solve problems related to engineering economy. And we will start this series by knowing what is a simple interest. Before we solve any problems, let's start with the formula on how to find any future amount given that you have your principal amount and the rate of interest. So letter F stands for your future amount or any amount in the future. P stands for the principal amount or your initial amount na inutang or hiniram with a rate of interest. And how about the time kung saan napatungan siya ng interest? This variable here, ito yung time or yung period kung saan nag-compare yung ating rate of interest. Okay, so let me have a demonstration by solving this example problem. Determine the ordinary simple interest rate on 700 peso borrowed for 8 months and 15 days if the rate of interest is 15%. So kunin natin yung mga important information gaya ng 700 peso, 8 months, and 15 days, also 15%, and the word ordinary simple interest. So pag sinabi natin ordinary simple interest, the period in 1 year is equivalent to how many days? 360 days. Okay, so meron na tayong mga given. Let's apply the formula for getting a simple interest. In this problem, we are asked to find the future amount of 700 peso given that you have this interest rates and the period of time. Okay. Let's find first the time or the period, the total period that this interest occurred. So, since you have 8 months and 15 days, gawan natin siya ng 8 months and 15 days. And since this is an ordinary simple interest, 8 months or 1 month is equivalent to 30 days. So to get the total number of days for your end, that is 8 months times 30 days plus the excess of 15 days, which is a total of 255 days. And then we need to convert this sa number of years. So divide lang natin siya sa 360. You will get this. Later we will find the lowest term, but for now let's use this as your end. Okay, so to find the future amount, to substitute the principal amount 1 plus n, which is 255 over 260 times 0.50, which is your rate of interest. Okay, so to make this simple or to compute this faster, we can use a calculator to input your necessary details. So pwede kang gumamit ng scientific calculator if you have to compute for the final or the future amount. Okay, so using your calculators, the future amount for 700 peso will be 774 peso and 38 cents in the future after how many days? 255 days or 8 months. Okay. 15 days. Okay, so ito na yung babayaran nung umutang using the simple interest formula. For our next problem, para magkaroon tayo ng mastery on this topic is, let's determine the exact simple interest rate on a 500 peso for a period of January 10 until October 28 with a 16% of interest. So there's a new word that we are introduced with. Ito yung tinatawag na exact simple interest. Before we define that, let's take note on the 500 peso as your principal amount. The period is from January 10 until October 28, and your interest rate or the rate of interest is 16%. So, na-determine natin mga important information. Let's define what is an exact simple interest. When we say exact, an ordinary, what we saw earlier is an ordinary simple interest, which is having a 360 days. So kapag exact naman, this is a 365 days in 1 year. Okay, so we need to find how many days na nag-occur yung ating simple interest. So let's list down the number of days from January 10 until October 28. So gagawa tayo ng table for this problem. First is for the month of January. You have here January 10 until January 31. The number of days is in this month is 21 days. For February, so that's 28. You have your March, April, May, June, July, August, September, and October. Okay. So for the month of March, that's 31. How about April? That's 30 days. So kailangan medyo you know the exact number of months for each particular month. For July, you have 31 days. Another 31 days for August. And then 31st is September, and then the end of your simple interest rate is until October 28. Kaya you have here 28 days. So what's next on our process is to add them all together, which gives you a round of 291 days to be exact. So mamaya gagamitin natin sa formula is 291 days all over 365 because we are using the exact simple interest rate. Okay, so your principal amount is 500 peso. The rate of interest is 16%, or in decimal form that is 0.16. So in our next slide, let's bring them all together. Okay, so sulat natin siya dito. Times this interest. Okay. So again, using any scientific calculator that is capable of solving this equation. So you need to practice din yung pag-i-input sa ating calculator. So after 291 days, simple or exact interest rate, your 500 peso will be 563 peso and 78 cents. So pwede natin siyang i-round off to 2 decimal places if you need so. Kasi sa ating Philippine currency, dalawa lang yung ating decimal places to give way for centavos. So yan, probably you understand the process happened on this problem. For this question, let me read this one and sabay-sabay natin siyang solve. There's a loan of 2,000 peso made for a period of 13 months from January 1 until January 31st on the following year with a simple interest of 20%. What is the future amount due at the end of this loan period? So, ibig sabihin nito, nangutang ka or you have a loan, nangutang ka ng 2,000 peso January 1 and babayaran mo siya on January 31st. That's a total of 13 months. And papatungan lang siya ng 20% na simple interest. Okay. Ngayon, magkano na yung babayaran mo at the end of that loan period? Okay. So, to solve this problem, let's have our period. So in a year, you have 365 days, or in this sense, 12 months. Then your loan is up to 13 months. So this is our end for this particular problem. Your principal amount is this amount, and the simple interest rate is 20% or 0.20. So we can plug this in sa ating simple interest formula. So iyan natin siya dito, times this interest rate. And again, if you have your calculators you can encode these numbers that you're seeing right now. Okay, so the answer for this problem, after 13 months of loaning a 2,000 peso, you need to pay a future amount on January 31st. How much? 2,433.33 or 2,000 pesos, 433 and 33 cents. Yan. Let's have a last problem before we end this video, and hopefully you learn something from this at the start of our series about engineering economy. So the problem is, what is the annual rate of interest? So we are looking for the interest rate, which is letter I. If 265 peso is earned for 4 months on an investment of 15,000 peso. Again, the annual rate of interest if you gain 265 peso at the end of 4 months with an investment of 15,000 peso. Okay. So the formula that we are going to use on this problem is somehow related to our original equation, which is F is equal to P I plus NI. The thing is, in this problem, we are given 265 peso as your interest money, and your principal amount is 15,000 peso. So this is your principal. We don't know what is the interest rate, but we are given 4 months of period, which is, if we convert it to 1 year, that is 4/12. Then expand this future amount by multiplying the variable P, which is your principal amount, P and I. So this is your principal amount. This is the future amount. So to get the future, you need to add something, and that something here is what you call the interest money. Okay, which is the 265 peso given in this problem, and we can denote this as capital I, which is different from letter I na small cap. Okay, the big letter I stands for the interest money, or the money that is added for your principal para makakuha ka ng iyong future amount. So to get the interest money, that is I is equal to principal amount multiplied by your number of period and the interest rate, which is, we have given already, 265 peso. Your principal amount is this much, and then that is 4/12, because 4 months divided by 12 months, and you're looking for the interest rate. So by arranging our equation, you can have this format. Okay. So pwede natin siyang gawin ganito, and then you can encode this in your calculators. which will give us an interest rate of this much. When we convert this into percentage, this is 5% or 5.3% as your rate of interest. Okay, so this last problem is somehow derived from the original equation. And hopefully this will help you kapag na-encounter niyo yung ganitong type of problem. So that's it for the simple interest rates. And thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe this channel, and if you want to be notified sa mga future videos natin, you can do so by clicking that bell icon. Again, I'm Engineer Darwin, and see you on the next video.